The least, he needs to get a whooping from Elise's mother. Publicly, at least.
Did he say a whooping? Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I'm Reese Waters, and this is Racist of the Week, where we explore the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And of course, if you have any nominees, you can drop them in the comments. You can email me at admin@reesewaters.com. Today's nominee, we got a news bulletin.
This kid was just kidnapped by 4 Hispanics because he was wearing a Maga hat. I live in Florida. Every time there's an Amber Alert, I click on the button. I pray for the person. It's usually a 4, 5, 6-year-old kid. Last night, I got this notification, and it's a 17-year-old kid named Caden, and he got abducted for wearing a Maga hat. Hopefully nothing happened, but if it did, expect a whole bunch of celebration videos from Democrats.
Huh, that's interesting. In today's day and climate, you think they was trying to negotiate some sort of exchange? Is that what you think that was? Maybe they just trying to negotiate for Byron Donalds to go back to work. Just get out of the state of Florida. Maybe they Miami Dolphins fans and they just want to negotiate for the season to end early. And also the Gators and Seminoles as well. MAGA hat-wearing Florida teen accused of faking an abduction by 4 Hispanic men and shooting himself in the leg to cover it up. Police launched an urgent search for Caden Speight, 17, believing him to be the victim of a shooting on September 25th before he was found. Wow. That's crazy. So he faked an abduction by 4 Hispanic men. Is that what they doing, lying on Hispanic men now? Because they used to lie on us. Is that the new? I don't know. Maybe I gotta ask the streets. I gotta ask the kids. You know what I mean? I don't have my ear to the streets like I used to because I'm in my 4th decade. Is that what's hot in the streets now? They lying on Hispanic men? Huh. I never like to be out of fashion, but I'll take this one. Yeah, I'll take this one. Huh? I'm out of fashion right now. Because we talking about Florida. That's why. Man, get out my closet.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
A Florida teen has been accused of faking his own kidnapping and shooting himself in the leg to cover his tracks. Police launched an urgent search involving helicopters for 17-year-old Caden Speight on September 25th, believing him to be the victim of a shooting. When the teen apparently vanished, his mother told police that she received a text from him which alleged that 4 Hispanic men had shot him before bundling him into a white van and driving away. I got a question. So when they bundled him into the white van and drove him away, did they also bundle his phone right in front of his face so he could send a whole text with details? Is that what they did? Because if that's the kind of craftsmanship, let me know, because I got some work. You know what I mean? If that's what they do, that's crazy right there. I couldn't send that text that clear right now. I got sausage fingers. Before he vanished, local reports indicate he was seen wearing a red MAGA hat. It's pretty on the nose now, isn't it? It's pretty on the nose. That's where we're at now. We can't just weaponize the white abduction. It has to be the MAGA abduction. We got to make sure that they got to make sure that they know this ain't radical leftists. You know what I mean? He didn't get no Marxists. He didn't get any pro-Hamas. Straight MAGA white. Cops located his car near Marion County Airport, 80 miles from Orlando, and issued an Amber Alert to find the teen. He was later found alive and well on September 26. However, Billy Woods, the Marion County Sheriff, now claims the crime was an elaborate hoax devised by Speight. In a social media video, Woods conceded that there were red flags early on in the case. Red flags? No. More like a red hat. That was mine. That was mine.
I know many of you have been deeply invested into this case of Caden Speight. When you heard the initial alarming information that was being given to us, many of you even joined in to help in any way you could.
Ooh boy, that is a FAFO moment. When you try and weaponize the white Maga abduction, only for it to gain so much attention that it helps you be found out. That is, we don't have them problems. You know what I mean? We don't have them problems at all.
And I want to commend my deputies and detectives that sprang into action and worked through the night and into the next day on this. In addition, we also had help from around the state and federal agencies. Many people reached out. Now, because of their hard work, the initial details that Caden texted to his family were proven to be false, completely made up. We did find evidence of a single gunshot where Caden left his truck. However, his claims that he had been shot and abducted were quickly disproven. We then learned that he had purchased a bicycle, tent, and camping supplies just prior to him reporting this. Now, I want to make something abundantly clear. Probably many of you are asking, well, why do you diverted so many resources?
I didn't. I already know. I already know. Because I'm in my 4th decade. This ain't my first time. You ain't got to tell me. Not in 2025, you don't.
The truth is, in all cases, we cannot take anything that's done or said lightly. We have to take it as though it was the truth in the beginning. Because heaven forbid, if something just made one little turn and it turned out to be the truth. So, because of this alarming amount of red flags that initially kept going up, we had to continue the investigation. But here's the thing. We had witnesses that contradicted the initial information. Caden simply rode away towards Williston, while the rest of us were left to think the worst, and my team was working in an overdrive to solve this case.
Now, wait a minute. So is your thought now that he set this entire thing in motion so he was free to go camping? Is that like a privilege or something like that in Florida? Because I don't even like camping. You know what I mean? Like, they would have to kidnap me for me to go camping. So that's what they got going on at home.
Now, to continue the ruse, Caden, who had a handgun with him since the beginning of all of this, chose to shoot himself in the leg, causing a non-life-threatening injury just prior to walking out to the roadway where he would be located by citizens in Williston. There is zero chance that Caden's gunshot wound came from any type of an assailant.
And he had the gun on him. He had the same gun on him that you found that was responsible for that bullet. Wow. They really feel empowered about their word now, don't they? I see why they would. I mean, I see why they would, you know. Right, JD Vance? Yeah. Hey, put JD on the case. He'll defend this. I bet you he'll knock that 0%. He won't knock it nothing, but he'll argue.
Now, many of you have asked, will Caden be facing any charges? What about the taxpayers' cost of this large-scale investigation and search Trust me, it is on my mind. I can tell you those items are not off the table at this point.
Okay, so we have the cost to the taxpayers, obviously, the financial cost to the taxpayers. We have the cost of diverting resources because Florida is a pretty big and populous state. Okay, the Orlando area is an actual metropolis. So stuff happens. So I can only imagine what other assistance people were unable to get because resources were diverted trying to chase Caden's story around. Also, add to that the danger that he placed on every Hispanic man that happened to be in the area who all of a sudden fit the description of an assailant who abducted a white Maga, which also, fortunately, didn't cause any harm or loss of life. But yeah, no. We not sweeping this one. Nope, not at all.
Maga has officially hit a new low. We now have proof that they completely fabricated a story about a 17-year-old going missing who was allegedly kidnapped by Hispanics. They're scrambling to delete all the tweets they posted about this stuff, but here's one that was screenshotted saying a 17-year-old was reportedly shot and abducted while wearing a Maga hat by multiple Hispanic men in Florida. Then it has a picture of him there. Here's the thing, the sheriff's office says that missing teenager they were looking for has been found safe. Shortly before he was found on Friday, the sheriff's office said those abduction reports appeared to be untrue. Detectives gathered evidence that contradicts initial reports suggesting that he was abducted by 4 Hispanic men in a light-colored van. Instead, it's believed he may have left the area on a black bicycle with a red and gray tint purchased from Walmart. He ran away. He was not kidnapped. There was an incident at the location where he was last seen, although they confirmed the teen was not hurt. It's important to mention that the whole fabricated story about him being kidnapped by Hispanics while wearing a Maga hat was never mentioned in the official Amber Alert. All of that stuff was added on later by far-right media outlets to stir outrage and incite division. Who knows what would have happened if this kid was never found? The Trump administration may have even hopped on this story and used it to further demonize immigrants. But this really shows how quickly false narratives get injected into real tragedies. This was a very serious situation that deserved public attention. But instead, MAGA took this opportunity to turn the story into a fake political attack that created unnecessary fear and demonized innocent communities.
What? You mean right-wing outlets adding that information to amplify and weaponize this story? No, they wouldn't. No, not the Blaze. No, Glenn Beck. Not the Glenn Beck that I know and don't love. Never that. And then I love the Trump administration may have hopped on the, oh, you think? It's just too bad he couldn't have got away with it for a couple of more hours, because that True Social post would have been phenomenal. I can tell you that right now. That would have been a good one. He would have had to bring back the Hakeem Jeffries sombrero. You know, he would have gone all the way in with that one.
In the case of the 17-year-old bastard, Caden Speight out of Florida, that was allegedly reported missing, shot. He texted his mother he was shot, and 4 Hispanics in a white van kidnapped him. Yes. And they found his vehicle abandoned, where allegedly in that area there was a shooting. Someone pointed out that there were 4 Hispanics in a white van working on a house in that area as well.
Whoa. So it was actually 4 Hispanic. Okay. So when I said he endangered every Latino man in the area, which he absolutely did, he further endangered those 4 Latino men that just happened to be working on a house. Latinos for Trump? Yeah, I know. We've been here a lot. 'Cause y'all ain't learned.
And he made it all up. He was caught on surveillance footage at a Walmart purchasing a bike and a tent. This 17-year-old knew exactly what he was doing. And MAGA ate it all up on X and other social media accounts. They're saying, oh, he had a MAGA hat and 4 Hispanics kidnapped him and, you know, he's been shot. That was so irresponsible and harmful, especially for the Hispanic community, considering out of all places, Florida, where they've been harassed and tormented all these days, you're going to target the Hispanic community. So, of course, the authorities were looking for 4 Hispanics in a white van. So irresponsible. Now, I've seen everybody updating their articles, and they not mention that it was a hoax. All they're saying that he is found safe. That is all. That's all the update. And people in the comments like, oh my God, thank God. Oh my God, unbelievable. Where's the accountability from this kid? He's 1 year from being 18 years old. You should know the difference between right and wrong.
Oh my God, thank God. That's how they responded? After the hoax? Not, oh my God, thank God all the Hispanic men in the area are safe. Not, oh my God, thank God we got our resources back. Oh my God, thank God that the kid that perpetrated the hoax actually made it. You know, why don't you give him a reality show? You know, why don't you see how he reintegrates back into the family after all of this? We would love that, and make him rich and famous while you're at it. I mean, that would be the American way. While you meme and demonize us for the same behavior. I got a question. I don't know of any instances of us exhibiting this kind of behavior. This ain't us right here. No comment. No comment. No, I'm not naming names. I'm not, they know what it is. Yeah.
At the least, he needs to get a whooping from Elise's mother. Publicly, at least.
Did he say a whooping? Hey, y'all do that too? Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, okay. There might be a future to the coalition at last. Okay, all right, okay. Hey, we got some things, we got some things.
This pisses me off. All the things that are happening in the United States evolving around Hispanics, and you go and make a host like this for whatever reason because people are already saying, oh, you don't know what he was actually going through. He possibly was going through some mental health crisis. Stop with the excuses. Accountability. Because this could have harmed a lot more people than you think. And they would have used this story politically if he wasn't found as soon as he was found. They would have turned it around and continue to push the narrative that Hispanics in the United States are the enemy. Fear-mongering. They would have used this opportunity to even go harder in the state of Florida. So this kid needs some accountability. I don't know, a fine, court, something. False report. Something needs to happen to this kid. But yeah, I'm upset. And you still have people defending the kid. Like he did not fabricate the whole thing. We're not talking about, a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old. We're talking about a 17-year-old young man. Should have known better.
Now, he's absolutely right that this could have harmed a lot more people than you think. And the lack of accountability that just seems to permeate the right wing these days should, of course, be no shock when there's no accountability to be had for even the folks in power. So certainly people see that as their model and don't expect to take any accountability themselves. And yes, that's the future that you have laid out for not only yourselves, MAGA, but for all of us. Unfortunately, we're not all on board. And when it comes to the weaponization of accusations and the use of stereotypes to do so, we know a little something about that.
White lives continue to end black and brown lives, and for that reason, 17-year-old Caden Speight of Florida, who was kidnapped by 4 Hispanic men in a white van and shot, needs to be in jail. Poor Caden was wearing his MAGA hat when those Hispanic men in that white van picked him up. He made sure to mention that they were Hispanic when he texted his mother. In the midst of him being kidnapped, he somehow ended up at Walmart, where he bought a bike and camping equipment. Poor Caden. His cell phone was found snapped in half, and his vehicle had a bullet hole in it. After being shot, Caden Speight managed to crawl onto the highway where he was discovered. It was all a lie, and the gunshot wound to Caden Speight's leg was self-inflicted. That liar Caden Speight needs to be locked up because he's made it that much harder for the next real victim.
He sure enough did. I call that a danger to the community. I would call him a menace. I would go ahead and call him a menace to society. Huh? Like, oh, dog, never say that again. Get out.
Get the hell out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Okay.
Get out! Get out!
Yeah. No, we're not doing that. Yes. But when it comes to accountability, we can't just point at the child himself. How about the parents? Because if you weren't already sufficiently infuriated by this story, I got something for you.
Right now, we are still processing all of the evidence in this case. I don't want to make any statements on that until we have fully examined it all. Naturally, my detectives had a lot of questions for Caden. However, his parents refused to allow my detectives to speak with him so that we could come to a true final conclusion in all this. Again, thank you, citizens, for your tips and information that you sent in. And when we do have any updated information on this case, I promise you, we will provide it to you.
Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! You mean to tell me that your home situation is such that your child decided to fabricate a whole hoax and weaponize stereotypes endangering the lives of fellow citizens and taxing local resources, the rest of our resources? And when we want to come and get the true story so that we can actually end this chapter of your own degradation, you want to hide and not cooperate with the investigation? Oh, no. No. Hey, I just got hungry for some more charges. That's what happened to me. I got a fever. And the only thing that'll solve it is more charges.
Now, clearly there must be an investigation for this kid lying to the police, making up a crime, shooting himself. Well, the police are saying that they can't investigate or charge Caden because his parents are preventing the detectives from questioning him. I'm sorry, what? This has got to be a courtesy they only give to white people. When was the last time you saw the police ask a black or brown parent if they could talk to their kid? They constantly question black and brown kids without an adult or without even any kind of...
You got that right. And by questioning, you mean like handcuff and put in police cars. I've seen all of that. Oh, they don't want to cooperate. I wonder how far this goes. Like when you have somebody dead to rights in surveillance footage and they decide they don't want to cooperate, I guess I can't do the investigation. And I guess because they said they didn't want to cooperate. So I got to let them go. Huh? White. See? There you go. Now you know. So just so we're clear, this was a kid who not only had weaponized the stereotype off the jump, then gets to utilize the privilege on the back end. Well, see, fortunately, this got enough attention, by virtue of that very same weaponization that we all saw it. Advocacy group calls for charges against the mother of Marion County teen who faked abduction. A national advocacy group is calling for charges against the mother of a Marion County teenager whose kidnapping hoax triggered an Amber Alert last week. Deputies say 17-year-old Caden Speight shot himself in the leg to stage his kidnapping. The Uvalde Foundation for Kids now wants his mother charged for refusing to let investigators interview him. Speight could also face charges for falsely reporting the incident. Now, I wonder how the mother is going to react to people calling for her to be charged.
This Florida teen arrested and tonight facing charges after police say he shot himself in the leg and faked his own abduction.
The initial details that texted to his family were proven to be false. Completely made up.
Police say the 17-year-old from Marion County attempted the elaborate hoax in September. A massive search launched and a statewide Amber Alert issued after he allegedly texted his mother, "I need help. Being shot at. 4 Hispanics armed. White van, 1 driver. I'm hit." After an overwhelming number of tips.
There was a boy, a young man, I believe to be the guy they're looking for, was getting something out of the back of his truck, like shoving it into a book bag.
Crime scene technicians found his truck, but the teen was nowhere to be found. Police say they observed a bullet hole through the windshield of his vehicle, suspected blood, a severely damaged cell phone, drag marks in the dirt, and bicycle tracks leading away from his truck. Police also say the teen had just come from a Walmart less than 4 miles away, according to GPS data.
Purchased a bicycle, a sleeping tent, sleeping bag, and I believe he has a backpack with him, wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
With the search ongoing, this stunning update.
All right, thank you. All right, so update now. This just coming in. We are with him right now, and he is in good health.
Police finding the teen under 24 hours after he was first reported missing, his tale quickly unraveling. But authorities saying one part of his story was not a lie.
To continue the ruse, who had a handgun with him since the beginning of all of this, chose to shoot himself in the leg, causing a non-life-threatening injury.
According to police, the teen also fired the shot through the windshield, splattered a mixture of blood in the truck, and destroyed his cell phone. And according to his arrest report, investigators found searches for info on blood removal at Mexican cartels on his laptop.
His parents refused to allow my detectives to speak with him so that we could come to a true final conclusion in all this.
We reached out to his attorney and his parents and have not heard back.
All right, George Solis joins us tonight from Miami. George, how do police say a teenager staged such an elaborate crime scene?
Yeah, hey, Tom, and we should note that we are not identifying him because he is a minor, but authorities say outside of the crime scene, they found a Gatorade bottle containing blood. Now, they're saying that blood matched the teen's blood there, and they believe that he used that bottle to put blood inside of his truck and on the ground there. Tonight, the state's attorney telling us that he's being held in a secure detention until his court date next week.
Maga teen arrested over claims he shot himself and been kidnapped by Hispanic men. Now, I do appreciate this part. Investigators discovered that Speight had mentioned running away before, and they located ChatGPT searches on his laptop about collecting his blood without causing pain and Mexican cartels. At the conclusion of our investigation, a warrant was obtained for Speight's arrest. He was ultimately placed under arrest and transported to the Department of Juvenile Justice. Speight is charged with presenting false evidence, shooting into a conveyance, making a false report, and possession of a firearm by a minor over the alleged hoax. In Florida, knowingly filing a false report can be a first-degree misdemeanor or a second or third-degree felony. Well, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, yeah, I ain't been this pleased. I ain't been this pleased with the authorities since the end of training day. Y'all did the right thing on that one. Y'all did the right. Hey, but don't. Hey, I think that family gonna show up to court, and I think you got some more questions that need answering. That's what I know. That's what I know. And they're adults. You don't need nobody's permission to talk to them. Y'all ain't done. Y'all ain't done. No, keep the same energy. Keep the same energy because they wanted all that attention earlier. They wanted as much attention as they could get earlier when they wanted everybody else's help. Well, guess what? Everybody else wants their thoughts and prayers back. How about that? Thank you guys so much for watching the video. And as you can see, we made it 600,000 subscribers. So you know what that means. We gonna party. So be on the lookout for notifications of a members live.
A house party.
House party?
The mother of house parties, man. A pajama jammy jam.
And of course, I gotta extend huge gratitude to all the people whose hard work have made 600,000 possible. Like my man David, whose work on the thumbnails is unmatched. Of course, our editors, Denzel and Boz.
The most diabolical haters this side of the Mississippi. Buck Nasser, what can I say about that suit that hasn't already been said about Afghanistan?
And all of the fantastic mods going all the way to the very beginning with Mariana and Dank and Deshauna, Roberta, Larry, Wendell, Chernobyl, Midnight Oracle, Lovely, Nola, and of course, TJ, who just got added, Miss Ray, who runs the whole entire ship.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
And Regina, whose research has made all of these videos so much better than they ever could have been otherwise. And by the way, I think we have a new newsletter that you should check out as well. And I know she thinks I forgot her, but no, I never could. My girl, Kristen, who sent me this photo with her dope mug, and it looks fantastic. Thank you so much for all your hard work as a mod. Thank you for the pick. And thank you for being 10 toes down with the channel. And while we're on the topic of merch, some of you guys might have heard of a new website. That is the People's Get Up. That is the peoplesgetup.com. That is the site whose content you'll be seeing soon right here on the YouTube channel. You know, things get a little complicated when you try and cross stream. So we couldn't connect it from the reesewaters.com. We had to develop a whole nother website. Don't even get me started. I'll probably have a members video just ranting all about that whole process.
I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you. And I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
Thanks to my wife for that one. But check out thepeoplesgetup.com for all the merch you'll be seeing soon right here on the channel. You can pick it up right there. And by the way, there's lots of new stuff there and more to come for the holidays.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
Is that a Who Raised Y'all shirt? Yes. Yes, it came recommended. What's that? Oh, the sixes? No, because I got 4 6s. I got 4 6s. So if you have 4, it nullifies it. 3 is a problem. If you have 4, then you good. Where I saw that? 2 Corinthians in the Trump Bibles. 2 Corinthians. That's what. So yeah. So I'm good.